the day.
That'll be the day. Mr. Buddy Holly right here on WUSC-FM. And I have on the phone with me Toni Clark. Good morning, Toni.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. You're behind a thing called Defenders for Children. And this is a subject I think is very dear and near to my heart, and that's the defense of our young children who are being exploited these days. And you have, tell me a little bit about the organization.
Well, Defenders for Children is based out of, started out of Greenville, South Carolina in 2010 when we heard about the horrible news that sexual abuse is extremely high, not only in our community, but also across the whole state of South Carolina. And we realized at that time that this is not only a problem for the state and DSS and law enforcement, but it's a problem of the people. The people are abusing the children, and it's time that we get the people to help stop the abuse. And that's about the best way you can actually tackle a huge problem that we're dealing with.
I agree. And to that end, you have an event coming up here, excuse me, on October 8th. That's Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. From 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Halls Chophouse here in Columbia. Tell us about that. Tell us about the event.
Well, we're excited because one of our projects is called Operation 180 Turnaround that we just launched August 31st, and we're building a task force of individuals, churches, groups, businesses, anybody who wants to step up and help make a big impact in the state. And Halls Chophouse is one of those businesses that stepped up to help, and we're having a fundraiser there. And what's exciting about this task force is the task force is helping us raise money to place electronic detection canines in law enforcement agencies across the whole state. And these canines help with children's crime cases and searches, including trafficking. And they have been extremely successful in locating electronic evidence to help prosecute the offenders, traffickers, as well as identify and rescue children. Greenville has the first one that was placed in last November, and she's already been involved in 30 searches and many arrests.
And the plan is to roll out these electronic canines, if you will, across the state, right, and through all law enforcement agencies?
Right. And all the areas that are extremely high, because they need help. The numbers are just not exactly going down. They're increasing, and we need to change the mentality of South Carolina as not being the place where these offenders and traffickers feel like they can come in here and get away with doing what they're doing. We believe that it's time that we create a zero-tolerance mentality where we want to protect our children, and we will do what we need to make that happen. And the canines are a wonderful way to help law enforcement make a big impact against the criminals. And they're easy. I mean, it's an easy placement. They're productive. And if you actually Google, if anybody Google, they will hear about Q. It's QUEUE, Electronic Detection Canine. And she has been in the news quite a few times about her accomplishments and what she does. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to that end, the event, again, is coming up a week from tomorrow, October 8th. It's from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Halls Chophouse. I don't know why I want to say Chophouse. Halls Chophouse at 1221 Main Street here in Columbia. That's where the old Oak Table used to be, by the way, in case you are not familiar with the change. But they're a fantastic place. There's going to be live music, heavy hors d'oeuvres, specialty cocktail brought to you by the Tito's Handmade Vodka, delectable desserts by Nothing Bundt Cakes, raffle, cash bars, valet parking, which is important because there is, that time of day, parking places do open up, but there's, you can also get valet parking free right there, so you don't have to go find yourself a place in downtown Columbia right at 6 o'clock in the evening on a workday. And a special guest appearance by Electronic Detection Canine Q. So the pup himself. By the way, on the flyer, is that Q there on the picture on the flyer?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
She's our model.
Oh, man.
She's all over the place. She's become a little, furry celebrity.
Yeah.
Everybody loves her. And what's nice about her, she's not your typical law enforcement canine. She also has a therapeutic nature to her. So when they go out on the search and there's children at the facility or home, Q is very laid back and passive and therapeutic to the children.
Oh, man.
So it's really cool, as well as law enforcement officers, because they deal with some horrible crimes that we can't imagine. So it's pretty exciting. I encourage everybody to learn about the project. If you can come to the event, definitely come to the event and spread the word. This is an opportunity that each person can actually help make an impact. And if they can't come to, Halls Chophouse, they could create their own fundraiser. We're asking everybody just to raise a minimal of $1,000 to have their name added to a task force list. And on this list, it's going to carry over between this year and next year of those who care and stepped up. And it could be a business, church, school, anybody, social group. You got a lot of students that are listening that, they could come together and create their own little creative fundraiser. The whole idea is we can change. We can make the change. The question is, will we? And we are challenging South Carolina to step up and help us move forward and start rescuing children.
Toni, I want to thank you so much for what you're doing here. This is really an important issue, and I'm so glad we got somebody with your energy and wherewithal to do it all. If you hold the line, I want to talk to you again about something else here in just a moment here. But
sure.
I do want to thank you for coming on WUSC-FM with us this morning. So that's Toni Clark, who's with the name of the group is Defenders for Children, and their big event coming up on Tuesday next week, October 4th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Halls Chophouse here in Columbia.
And they can get that information on our website, defendersforchildren.org.